All right, what's good everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at all of the rumored, confirmed, upcoming big Nintendo Switch exclusives and first-party games for the rest of 2023. Now, a lot of you guys ask me this question on my live streams, on Twitter, various different social media, comment section. So I wanted to go over what we do know, what we don't know, and what could be coming down the line. So it's going to be very interesting with this video. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it, guys. We've got confirmed Master Detective Archives Raincoat on June 30th, 2023. I'm actually really looking forward to this game. This is the AA Japanese RPG style of game that has thrived on the Nintendo Switch. It's got a clean release date, a clean release window. It's not too close to the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It's not too close to the upcoming Pikmin 4, which we're going to talk about in just a bit. It's in a nice spot to really do well. It offers something different. It offers a new take at a genre that isn't fully explored on the Nintendo Switch, or even just going forward, like lots of different platforms, and it's coming as an exclusive. The developers of the game specifically targeted Switch because of the market and because of how they know how certain games can sell, especially if you go all in on that platform with a AA style of RPG, specifically not a AAA, but a AA style of adventure, RPG, action, detective game, whatever the heck. This game is kind of all encompassing, but it looks very cool. It's Unreal Engine 4. It's got some open-ended elements to it. It's got a lot of comedy and intrigue. I'm looking forward to it quite a bit. So that is June 30th, 2023 for Master Detective Archives Raincoat. I got the special edition of that coming in as well. Now, next up, like I mentioned, Pikmin 4. That is on July 21st, 2023. Once again, a very clean release. We don't really know too much even after that when it comes to Nintendo's first-party games. That's all they have. That's dated with their first-party published games at least. And Pikmin 4 is looking absolutely incredible. Definitely one of the best-looking games on the Nintendo Switch, even before the game has dropped, based on the gameplay trailers. Looks like they've added in some really dope elements with the new doggo that's in the game. Looks like the game is going to be longer and also more, I would just say, bigger overall. Like the scope and scale of the game is going to be bigger than what we saw with Pikmin 3 and Pikmin 2 and Pikmin 1. I like some of the new additions, what they're doing with the gameplay and the elements of it. Looks like they're going to change things up quite a bit. Now, I'm not the biggest Pikmin fan out there, but I'm definitely going to try it out. I've played all the Pikmin games beforehand, and I don't necessarily love them. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is a 10 out of 10 game for me personally, but the quality is there. Pikmin has been one of the highest rated franchises over the last 20 years or so. Nothing has under an 85 on Metacritic when it comes to the main games outside of that little hey Pikmin throwing DS game or 3DS game or whatever that thing was. But when it comes to Pikmin 1, Pikmin 2, Pikmin 3, they're all really good, and that 85 is the remaster that's better than the original Pikmin 3 that got higher on the Wii U. So essentially this game is a high 80s to 90s franchise, definitely up there when it comes down to it. So I think Pikmin 4 should be pretty good. Now, moving on next, we do have some games that are not dated, but we do have a confirmation that it's coming sometime, like window, and that is Kaitos 1 and 2 HD Remaster. Now, this game ties into another game that's not confirmed at this point, but it seems like it's coming. But let's first get into Kaitos, then we'll get into the mega bomb that could happen. So Kaitos, once again, that's Bandai Namco and Nintendo, with Monolith Soft as the original developers of the game. Now, they're not doing the remaster, so it's handled by Bandai Namco internal or whoever else they got to do the HD porting, but it should be pretty good. There's some notable omissions to the game when it comes to, I think, the English voice track to keep the gigabytes down. I'm guessing that they're only going to use Japanese with that, but we still have to wait and see. I did do another video a while back, but Bandai Namco hasn't updated us. They did do an FAQ where they said that, but maybe there's going to be an update. They haven't talked about the release date of this game yet, outside of it just being summer at this point. So we're going to have to wait and see. I'm guessing Nintendo has a Nintendo Direct or something that will detail this game further upcoming, but once again, gotta wait and see on that one. But I wanted to talk about this because this is Bandai Namco, this is Monolith Soft, and there are rumors swirling about another remaster of a popular 6th generation game, and that is Xeno Saga. Now, I don't want to spoil it for people out there, But if you haven't played Xenoblade Chronicles 3 and if you haven't played Future Redeemed, you absolutely need to do so if you're a Xeno Saga fan. There are a lot of revelations, especially with Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed. That is quite possibly the best Xenoblade game. I mean, obviously it doesn't have the content, so overall it's not going to be that, but for what they offer and for how good that gameplay is, it is incredibly fun. So I highly recommend you guys going out there and playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed, the DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which you do have to have Xenoblade Chronicles 3 to play the game, unlike Torna, which was a standalone separate from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so just keep that in mind. But I highly recommend Xenoblade 3 and also Future Redeemed. But if you've played Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed, you know that Xeno Saga, something could be happening. Something is up with that. So I do feel that we could get Xeno Saga remasters on the Nintendo Switch, or Xeno Saga coming at some point. Maybe they hit us with Baten Kaitos at this point in early summer, and maybe in the fall or so, there's something along the Xeno Saga front to fill out the rest of the Nintendo Switch's lineup, because like I stated, after Pikmin 4, there's not really much that we know about. So I do feel that Xeno Saga is absolutely a possibility here. Now moving on, we've got a game that's not exclusive, but it's a really dope game that I think people are going to dig on the Nintendo Switch, and that is Deca Police. This game is 2023, Level 5 is back. They're back with their high-end AA/AAA type of game, and Deca Police, just like Master Detective Archives Raincoat, is a mishmash of genres when it comes to RPG and detective stuff and all sorts of different things kind of put together. It looks like it's going to be a ton of fun. The combat system looks like it's going to have a lot of depth. The characters are colorful and have so much vibrance and life to them. The open-ended areas look dope. A lot of detective stuff in the game looks like it's going to be really fun, and maybe even add replay value in how you solve these different cases and how you apprehend the criminals. I love the whole dual aspect of the cyber world that you can go back and look and find clues, and the actual world to where you capture villains and do different things. It's really cool looking so far. Now, we haven't seen too much outside of what they've just shown, but I do feel that this game is going to get another look, maybe at an upcoming Nintendo Direct, a partner showcase, or something like that, because it looks really good, and it seems like most people that are going to play this are going to be on the Nintendo Switch platform. So let's see where Level 5 goes from here with Deca Police. Next up is Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. This is a game that we were supposed to get information soon, quote unquote, from the series creator. He said that at the end of last year, around December. Multiple different websites did get that quote. So we're all the way now here in June at this point, and we haven't heard anything else. So what that tells me is that they're saving it for some type of presentation, whether that's a Nintendo Direct to show this game off, because this game is going to sell like crazy, especially in Japan, on the Nintendo Switch, or they're going to have some type of Dragon Quest event where they talk about it with Dragon Quest 12 and that new game that is coming as well. So we're going to have to wait on both of those. But Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake is looking incredible, but we just need more information. There really hasn't been much outside of that first trailer, so maybe they detail a little bit more, but it could be a 2023 game. There is nothing that it's not going to be 2023 at this point. Now, next up here is a Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door remaster. Now, this is a complete rumor. There isn't really much to go off of from here outside of that. It's been rumored, and it is possible once again because Nintendo does have a pretty light second half that we know about. Now, there's definitely some games coming. Obviously, Nintendo's going to have something when it comes down to it, but I also think that that ties into them moving over to the next generation Switch. Clearly, at some point, you've got to move over developers. You can't consistently just start dumping everything on the Nintendo Switch when you have to put those resources towards the next thing that you're doing. So I do feel that a lot of Nintendo's developers are already moving on to the next system. Maybe there's some cross-generation stuff that they have, which we're going to talk about in just a bit, but I do think that Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door remaster could happen. Obviously, we have no Alpha Dream. The last Paper Mario game, the Origami King, was okay, but I do feel that a proper Paper Mario RPG would be pretty cool to have, in addition to the Origami King and what that game does as a puzzle adventure style of game. So let's just see if that does happen. Now, last but definitely not least, once again, this isn't everything, guys. This is just some of the big games that I wanted to pick out and talk about. But Metroid Prime 4, it's a TBD, so to be decided when it comes to the release date of this game. But I do feel that there is a possibility that this could be the big holiday send-off for the Nintendo Switch. Now, I know a lot of people don't feel that's the case. A lot of people feel that it's 2024, and that could absolutely be it. But Nintendo is completely unpredictable. I put it at less than 50% chance, just my own personal thought process on if this is going to happen in 2023 or not. I think it's more likely that we get some information on it in 2023 than maybe it's 2024, but don't count it out for 2023 at this point, because some people are already stating that they think that it's going to be a next gen only, and I don't think so. Nintendo's going to release the game on the Switch because it's Metroid. You don't want to release it on a new platform with no install base at the beginning. So if anything, it's a cross gen and it comes out with the next Switch in 2024. But if they don't, if they just do 2023 and then maybe later there's a patch for the Switch 2, I think that is a very big possibility with this game. Nintendo has a unique, I would say, situation for them at this point, because usually by this time they're already done, packed up, ready to go and on to the next system. But with the Nintendo Switch, it's still doing well, it's still selling, and they can still sell this system even after the Switch 2 comes out. So that brings up the possibility for cross-gen titles, or simply just releasing your games and then later patching them to have that next generation update, like Microsoft and Sony have done with the PS4 to PS5, Xbox One to Xbox Series. So those are my thoughts, guys, when it comes to the rumored, confirmed, potential upcoming games, all of that with the Nintendo Switch. Are there any other games that you're looking forward to that I didn't list here? Feel free to let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.